What's up, everybody? So I got some time here, more time than I would like to have. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a couple days. Please excuse if something's wrong with the audio just because I have my headphones in. Can y'all let me know, please? I don't know. Sometimes it does this weird thing where the audio gets choppy when I have my Bluetooth in. So if you guys let me know if you could hear it okay, I'd appreciate it. So I wanted to talk about something that I will probably never get the opportunity to do, which is ask my dad some questions about what was his mindset during the time which he had to raise me. And I asked that question because me and my dad, we don't really, he sees me as somebody who is a part of this modern day internet information overload, hipster, weed smoker, lack of ambition, lack of humility, somebody who he's always said that I got to answer for everything. And so me and my dad, I really can't open my mouth about too many things without him. I've even had him mock me before as far as how I talk. And I guess he would say, the pronunciation and things of that nature with my languages, because I don't like to say things twice. I mean, I talk the way a river flows. It just comes out like this. Even in school, I was always noted as somebody who I was a really good writer. I had a lot of I would write front and back with probably three periods. Just a bunch of run-on sentences, but all the teachers were like, you got something here. But that's why I believe that me and my dad will never have this conversation, because of the spiritual disconnection. The type of conversation that my dad normally involves himself in is a very low vibrational type of conversation. And I don't think he's ever been forced in his life to have to know anything about spirituality. He's somebody who considers himself a black Christian Baptist, and those are some of the worst ones when it comes to religion. And I've seen my dad on several occasions make a fool out of himself. One of these things that he did was at my grandfather's funeral, said that, and my dad's a pastor, said that when he asks you how you doing, he doesn't really want to know how you doing. That was one of the quotes in what he said, when he was speaking was, y'all know how when people ask you how you doing, you don't really want to know how they really doing. You just, come on, hurry up and give me an answer so I can go. That was what he said. And me and my grandmother at the time, sorry y'all, this white pimp right here is bothering me. I try not to touch my face, so a lot of these, it's not often, but a lot of the dirt in my face comes to the surface because I try not to touch my face. I pet my dog and all these other things. Even when I wipe my eyes, a lot of times when I used to, I can say used to, but sometime when I'm unaware of me touching my eyes, I'll wake up, I have a sore right here because I'm living outside. So I don't get fresh hot water, quote unquote, fresh hot water every time I decide to do something in regards to washing myself. So, the humidity and things of that nature, it really does take a toll on your skin. And so it's just disturbing me. I'm like, because I'm also, caterpillars normally fall and their little furry hairs, they'll get on me. And I'm like, what the hell is that on me? In my eyes and everything like that. Y'all see I'm touching my face now. So this is something that, like I said, me and my grandmother, we saw at the funeral home. When he said that, we both looked at each other from across the room like, did this dude just say this? And me and my grandmother, his mother, she just passed away about a month or two ago. We had a connection that, being a Jehovah's Witness, my grandmother, which I tried to inform her when I was on my journey, on my walk of knowledge, that you have to graduate from religion. You have to graduate and propel to another level above religion. Religion is a middleman between you and God, you and the Creator. This has been something that's been orchestrated to keep people under a mindset that I need some type of conduit, I think that's the word, to God. I can't directly go to God, or God can't directly speak to me because I haven't talked to my pastor, or I don't go to church, or I haven't confessed to my priest, or whatever the case may be. And shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, man. I'm going to do a video a little, after this one about some of the things he said. Just bombshell stuff. I loved it. But you have to graduate outside of these religions. And it's not meant for everybody. The way I talk in a format in which I understand you cannot, quote unquote, wake everybody up. You cannot wake everybody up. Everybody that's born, that live and breathe, are not meant to walk a spiritual journey. I've said it before. There are only 200 to 300 million people on this planet who actually live a spiritual life, whether they know it or not. One of these people, for example, I believe is my buddy and my former manager, Steven, which I recently found out he was HIV positive. And when I found that out, I told him, I said, man, that makes me love and care about you even more, because everything you've ever done for me, I've always told him, like, bro, you don't have to do these things for me. Taking me to these interviews, helping me out with, with money when you have it and all this other stuff. And your attitude never changed. I don't approach you and you like, oh, here he go. No, man. You always welcome it, and he's a manager at Walmart. So he lives a very stressful life, and he's currently living in his car right now for reasons that I've asked myself, you going to leave your apartment because it got a leak in it? Live somewhere like this. And you tell me, am I going to leave an apartment with a leak in it? We're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to fix that leak. But anyway, I told him, I said, man, that backs up what I've told you, Steven, about you and Ruby, who is, when it was ironic that when I was talking to Ruby last time I visited, she just randomly brought up, like, and I had it recorded and I was going to post it, but I was like, I ain't worried about it because my spirit didn't tell me to do it, but what we were talking about is that she was like, man, I'm real just kind of confused and like just mentally troubled. And I was like, well, what's wrong? Talk to me. What's up? And she got off into basically saying that, and I made a video about this where people, this agenda, to get people to basically believe in the most irrational thing. You got men saying I could be pregnant. You got kids that are saying I don't want to be a boy today, I want to be a girl, or vice versa. So same with the homosexual community and all this other stuff, where I told, and I've told y'all, these people gonna try to tell you, well, 25% of people actually are born this way, and 65% of people are actually wanting to be this way, and actually, 35% of animals actually have engaged in it. And I'm like, shut the hell up, dude. You people have really bought into this garbage, and it really does seem like a cartoon. To me, it comes off as like a Family Guy Simpsons type of deal. Like, are you kidding me? You're actually falling for this? It's the same thing. When you raise animals, or anything, you have control of how their personality is going to be. Maybe not total control. You know, maybe you have a mutt dog who likes to chew shoes. You know, people got animals with crazy behaviors that they're like, bro, we've even paid to get him trained and he can't stop doing this. You know, we've put up kennels. You know, we got the taser collar and all of this, whatever the case may be. You control the environment. So this puppy, for example, you know, the environment that I've created for him, I'm not surprised that he sleeps all day, because it's a very calm, tranquil, peaceful environment. Especially when I got the radio going. When I got the radio going, oh man, I mean, you could tell that he's actually enjoying. And I listen to 95.7 The Spot, you know, 80s, 90s, and so he, you know, the spirit around here is not a bunch of profanity. It's not no yelling and hollering and screaming outside of when I'm upset. And I even try to control that, because in the most critical moment, if I'm yelling, hollering, and screaming and I need him to cooperate, he's not gonna want to cooperate when he see me throwing stuff around and stuff like that. He gonna be like, man, I'm not fucking with that. So I have to be mindful, just like in a relationship, that whatever I'm putting out, he's receiving it. So that's the same thing with when these people are putting out TV shows, music. I mean, you got whole categories on these movie sites and stuff for those individuals. And so you keep, you know, pushing that out, they're just gonna keep receiving it, and it's gonna become something that, you know, you raise dogs to be nice and sweet. You know, people be telling me, man, I bet he won't let me pet him. I'm like, bro, I don't raise him to be violent, so you can pet him, I don't care. When you're propagating and coercing people in a way of, theoretically speaking, right and wrong, left being wrong, right being right, they're just steering people in the left direction of violent nonsense and stuff like that. So that's what she had it, told me, like, man, I'm really just trying to figure out, like, why the world, and this is one of the talking points, is that it's the world. I don't want to conform to the world. Like, I want to be a fucking guy, you know? I'm at work and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I just did some masculine shit there. You know, that I felt pretty masculine. But the world, you know, the fucking world. And I'm like, bro, she probably said that probably 10 times. The world, the world, the world, the world. And me being someone who knows how to communicate, I didn't butt in or anything like that. She asked me at one point, was like, something, you feel me? And I was like, no, I don't feel you, but keep going. You know, I don't, even when I'm listening to, and I told her, man, I'm somebody, and I'm gonna get back on topic as far as my dad, but I'm somebody who, when you talking to me, and this goes, I'm not a likable person. This is why Terrell chose to befriend me, social media and everything, because of something. What I believe is that my cousin, who is retarded, and I mean that for real, like, receives government money and stuff because she can't read. Her and Terrell had a relationship online where she was actually going to use, you know, her money, to come out here to Houston. And mind you, she had a boyfriend in Florida. Like, she's living with this guy saying, hey, yeah, you know, Terrell wanted me to come out there, you know, retarded stuff that a normal person be like, wait a minute. You got a boyfriend, you're living with him, and you're talking to this other guy all the way in Houston saying you're going to come visit, and y'all kind of already know that y'all like each other. Where the hell does that make sense at? Where you think I'm going to go with this? But anyway, that's what I mean by doofus. When I talk about the nature of him and stuff like that. But that's why he chose to befriend me, because he knows that I'm not going to say anything to save face. I don't give a damn about whether you my friend, my girlfriend, my brother, my sister. I don't care. I speak the truth, not my truth, the truth. You understand? So when people say, man, you're not very likable, I understand that. I have enough self-awareness. I've meditated on it enough. I've self-reflected on it enough. I've been through enough. I care that much. My spirit longs for the truth in that way, where I know I'm not likable. I used to tell Terrell, I would rather people be afraid of me than to just think that they could do whatever they want, say whatever they want, because I see how they treat him. And that's a lot of kicking in the butt done by other people, where it's like, nah, I couldn't take that, bro. I couldn't take that. And of course, you know, you've made society something very soft. And, you know, I understand that my personality doesn't fit. And, you know, like I said, the creators of all of this, the people who push this stuff, if they could see me from space and say, look at this guy, like, we got him right where you want him. You might know all of this stuff. You might, you know, you're actually in a good position. If they could beam down a telescope right now on me and see what I'm doing, what I'm saying, all of this different stuff, they'd say, well, it's unfortunate, but that's normally what happens when you're that type of person. You may end up exactly where you are, alone. It's nothing about, oh, well, I don't want to, the system is real. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I would go to an apartment, pay rent, and do all that in a heartbeat. No problem. But I knew this was the last resort in regards of where I'm going to live. Based on everything that just kept happening, I'm like, yep, we'll never go live with Dad again. Sorry about that. Had to go pee. But that's why I believe that I don't have friends. In my life, the right people have always wanted me around. Ruby, Steven, these are people who have seen me at my worst. And they are understanding in a way that it humbles me. I normally tell these people, if I'm in their presence, please excuse me for being a sucky, sorry ass person right now. Please, because you don't deserve this. Nobody deserves to hear these rants and stuff like that. But they put up with it. They put up with me. So I'm very aware of, if I'm asking people for any type of help, how often am I asking for help? Are there days that I've actually tried to go without? And just like yesterday, I'm checking my phone. I walk back, and the Mexican guys that water the plants and stuff over there, they were like, hey man, do you want a cold water? And I'm, you know, absolutely. So I go over there, and he fills up the bags, water. He's 2 Gatorades, some grapes. And he was like, yeah, man, you know, it's hot out here. And so I said, yeah, man, I said, it's my birthday, brother. I'm going to take all this as a gift. I appreciate it. This means a lot. And the guy that was driving was like, it's your birthday, bro? And pull out $10. I said, brother, goddamn, you know, just overwhelming amount of joy. And I told y'all, I don't like feeling joy, because I know there's always something lurking right around the corner to snatch it from me. So I normally stay pretty even keeled with my attitude, where I try not to get too excited, but I try not to look as if I'm not grateful, you know? So that was what, you know, going back to my dad, I understand that I'm not this person that's likable, in a sense that I'm going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to talk about the new Silverado Chevy truck. I'm not going to talk about some denim jeans that at 60 years old, nigga, you shouldn't even be like, come on, man. I'm not going to sit there and talk about, you know, you need to stay prayed up. I'm not going to sit there and talk about dance moves and all this other farce that you'd be surprised. This is a pastor that really can't, you know, elevate himself spiritually to a higher level. And if he do, it starts to sound very forced. And he really goes for the, the correct pronunciation and stuff like that. Well, CJ, everything has a starting and an ending point. And you can really hear it in his voice, like, all right, dude, like, I get, because when someone does that, especially when I do, that means I'm dead ass serious. If I'm taking my time to actually slow down my speech and pronounce these words and stuff like that, that means I'm serious. So when he does it, I try not to laugh and stuff like that, but I know that he's trying to be serious. But that still doesn't excuse the fact that, dude, I don't operate on that level. And I've told him, and I've told my brothers, he's more of a father for you guys. Having kids and basically the stuff that my older brother was doing, that's more or less what my dad can handle. You gotta, come on, yeah, Xavier, you gotta strap it up, you can't just be going in there, because I be at Walmart, but you gotta pay your calls right, you gotta fake it till you make it. That shit he say. You gotta fake it till you make it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta work your jelly jam, that's what it's all about, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dude, shut the hell up. But that's the type of shit that he's more suited for. My little brother Jeremiah, he know to reach out. Jeremiah reached out to me on how to get a loan. Jeremiah reached out to me on how the hell can I get an apartment. And when he reached out to me about these things, I was like, damn, dude, like, that really lets me know, like, my parents, Jeremiah's the last child. And if everybody know about the last child, people normally just don't give a shit about the last child. And so Jeremiah was raised by the internet, his social clubs and stuff like that, really raised on his own. So he knows that a lot of the deeper conversations that he would like to have, he can't have it with my parents because they Black Christian Baptists. So these niggas is ignorant when a nigga like Jeremiah want to be serious. And he ain't on no like God shit or nothing like that. Jeremiah's at that age where he want to see physical results quick. And see, another telltale sign is that you already engaged. Nigga, I just turned 31 yesterday. You what, 20, 21? And you talking about him being engaged? I'm not saying it's impossible. But see, that lets me know, brother, you don't have a relationship with your mom or your dad where you feel like they love you the way your girlfriend should, and that you don't want to just naturally let that shit just come to you. You want to hurry up and rush it because you want to feel that high level of love. And that's sad. That's why I say, damn, man, that let me know dad really ain't got nothing going on. If they don't know how to put you in, yes, of course, Jeremiah got the loan. Jeremiah knows how to get an apartment now, all these different things because I shared this information with him. But that's all I wanted to really get at was the fact that I wanted to ask my dad these questions. I'll never be able to get to ask him questions like, a lot of it I just want to confirm it like, yo, I know you were a hardworking man, dude. But at some point, am I wrong or right when I say that you chose this lady and you did not think about me at all because you believe, well, shit, I'm a man, nigga, I got this. I ain't struggling raising raising him. I'm good. I need to fill this void. And so when you made that choice, that was when, from what grandma said and everybody else said, like, bro, that nigga like kind of neglected you in a way to feed his own wants and needs as a black man. My dad didn't want to be running around, whoring around. He wanted a blue collar lifestyle. And he accomplished that. He raised us in a pretty fair, normal environment. But it came with a cost of your son, who I was the middle child, not really having an identity, going to everybody else for answers, having people tell me like, bro, I see the shit going on with you and your stepmom. I see the type of stuff going on with you and your dad. And these are relatives. These are people that go to the same church and all that. They like, yeah, I know this is CJ. And my dad was always one to be like, we don't raise victims around here, bro. So my mindset as a kid was like, I didn't want to take what people said and run with it, because I'm like, man, my dad find out that I'm out here like asking, am I wrong for this and all that, dad gonna get upset and be like, why are you letting other people into our business? But those are things, and I already know at one point in his mind, because he's a simpleton, gonna be like, why you keep trying to blame us? Move on with your life, nigga. I've moved on so far away. I mean, I really don't care. But I'm somebody who meditate on life, and I want to know, like, was that the case? If it wasn't the case, do you see the case made for it now, that's what you end up doing? You know what I mean? I don't want you to correct nothing. I don't want you to try to fix nothing. My life is the way it is right now. Ain't nothing you can do about it. But I just sat around and thought for a while, like, man, dude, are you really just... Like, you really... I'm disappointed in my dad in a lot of ways. You know? But on the same note, I still give him a lot of praise and credit for the way and the things that he instilled in, especially me. Countless things that I can name where I'm like, I appreciate my dad for that. But like I said, I think he set me on a path that I became a spiritual individual. I had to graduate from that Baptist shit, and I had to really... God chose me to be that example of, like, this is what happens when you stick up and stand up for stuff. This is what happens when your heart is really open for me to work directly to you. Not through the church, not through the Bible, but directly to you, where you'll talk to me like I'm your Siamese twin. That's what that means when you walk with God, man. You sit there and you actually have full-on conversations like I'm having now to yourself, inward or outward speaking. That's what it means to have a real relationship. And of course, like I said, the people who promote all this mess, the agenda is to have people less spiritual, have people lost and confused, turn into everybody else for the answers instead of searching inward. And like I said, not everybody's meant to walk that type of lifestyle. But if you are meant to walk that lifestyle, it sometimes does come with a life of loneliness. I look at Steven's life. Steven is a manager at Walmart. He's very likable and personable. Doesn't have a problem blending in. Same as Ruby. They've kind of mastered that aspect of life. But they do struggle with things that I have no problem with in my life. But that's going to be it, man. My battery's low. Wish I could keep going. I'm out.